first thing I want you guys to do before I start speaking is to take a deep breath. So let's just take a deep breath. Because when we talk about the intersection between crystals and soul healing with family constellations, big shifts start happening just by listening to the theory. I'm not going to talk very deeply about it, but we're scratching the surface here. Still, it's very deep work. Okay, so did everybody breathe? Awesome. The second thing I want to say is that these pictures that you see around here are healing portals. They are Cardinal Method sessions that have been captured by Ren. So she takes pictures of some of the very deep, unique, and powerful sessions that we have, both in my space in Boca and in To Be Healthy at Janet's. And they become archetypes for healing. So as you contemplate them, something's shifting and healing in your soul. Even if you don't realize it, even if you don't feel it, it's happening. So these pictures have been charging your soul since you arrived here, okay? You can then look at the titles later, you can see what they mean, but right now just know that healing is happening from those pictures. And we are all one, we help each other heal, and that's part of the purpose of these pictures right here. And what I have to say today about this book is that this is one of the 3 levels of the Cardinal Method that I have developed. The Cardinal Method of Life Connection is a soul healing modality with crystals, based in family constellations, Native American wisdoms, the Hindu chakra system, and the idea of the inner child that has been developed contemporarily. It is a spiritual modality, but it acts on all levels. So there are 3 types of Cardinal Method sessions. The Cardinal Method constellations, which are done in a group, and Janet hosts these at To Be Healthy. I host them in Boca as well. If you're interested, you really should come because they're powerful, and she was talking about how they work a little bit. The Cardinal Method individual sessions are also very powerful. Some of you have had these sessions with me, and these pictures are Cardinal Method individual sessions, one-on-one with me. And there's also the do-it-yourself practice, which are 2 of them are described in the book. So it's you and the crystals and the knowledge that you get by reading this. It's simple and deep. And the first thing you have to know about crystals is that they really eliminate distortions. So crystals are simple, just like life. So whenever you're in the presence of a crystal, you wear them as jewelry, you have them in your home, know that they're eliminating distortions from your life, from your body, from your soul. You can interrupt if you have any questions, okay? Just raise your hand and it's gonna be dynamic. The second thing is that we understand the concept of soul. There is an individual journey of the soul. We have individual souls and we have collective souls. Collective souls behave very much like environments. We're immersed in our family souls that we share with everyone in our family, not only from blood, but also any adopted people. Friends are part of our souls. Ex-lovers are part of our souls. It's not just blood ties. Anyone that you have run risk with, that you have been in risky situations with, becomes part of your soul. And that may need healing. And my research is very much about that. How can crystals help heal your soul on an individual and a collective level? Okay? The third important thing that we need to know about crystals and this work is that they eliminate distortions so that you can reconnect to life and joy. So crystals want to eliminate the distortions in your life so that you can live in joy. And that's the human condition as it was designed to be. We were designed to be happy. But part of our condition is to deal with certain challenges that don't allow us to be so happy. We have a lot of fear. We have existential fears of our unconscious mind, of love with the opposite sex, and of death. And they don't allow us to be happy. So what we do as we read the book is find out where the distortions in our lives reside and how you can heal them. So knowing the theory, you can engage in the practices. The 2 practices that I describe are healing your inner child and healing your ego, which are the biggest obstacles for joy in life and for our nature, our spiritual nature and the soul journey. Not only in a sense that you have to be happy all the time, but once you have the consciousness and awareness of your challenges, you don't hold on to them all the time. It's not that you're never going to have challenges, just don't hold on to them. John was talking about active memory right now, a few minutes ago. So that's what we want to do. The two practices are described in the book. I just want to mention the cover so you see the symbolism here. I told you that the Cardinal Method is based also in Native American wisdoms. So I am Brazilian and I do have Native American background from the Amazonian cultures. And one of the rituals that the Amazonian cultures do to help protect children is to always cover them in clay. The mothers use the earth to protect their children, and that's a very feminine way of protecting a child. What I describe here in this picture is a North American, Native American tradition that I believe really does come from Tibet or from the Asian cultures. They came from the Bering Strait and they stay right here. So there are two main cultural origins for Native Americans. Those who came from the Polynesian Islands in South America, and they have a more feminine approach and they're very connected to vengeance. And the more peaceful, that remind me a lot of Tibetan cultures that are here in North America and Central America. So this is another way to protect the child. It's a symbolism of a Native American tradition. The child may be 4 or 7, depends on the culture. So this stone in the middle represents your inner child. And the bracelet around it is what the parents used to do to protect their children. Place crystals around them as boundaries. These are healthy boundaries for your inner child. It's also a symbolism of a human cell. So the walls are healthy, they allowing the nutrients, allowing the water, and eliminate the trash, right? And we know from body talk that not always our cells are doing that. So this is a way of connecting to the healthy self and to the healthy human condition and to the happiness we were designed to live in this life. The other practice, so the inner child practice describes how this works. You only need a bracelet, it could be any bracelet, and a small crystal. And you place it either on your solar plexus or your heart. Depends where you have been hurt and wounded as a child. Sometimes it could be both. You will see in the book if you acquire it. The other practice is to heal the ego, and that requires more discipline because it is a 49-day or 7-week practice. And for 7 minutes, once a week, you will hold a crystal and say the affirmations of the 7 steps that you may heal with a Cardinal Method do-it-yourself practice. This crystal symbolizes unity. It doesn't have to be a pink heart. It could be any crystal. It's just a single crystal in your hand in mandala mudra, which it activates the crown chakra. So you do it like this. Why is that? I'm not going to get too technical, but just so you know, if you imagine the levels of existence as solid, liquid, and vapor, the soul is liquid, the body is solid, and consciousness and spirit are vapor, and the crystals are a sattvic modality. They are subtle, they're consciousness, so they're bringing light to the soul in that level. Yes? So what we do with 49 days, with a 49-day practice, you don't have to meditate every day. It's once a week for 7 minutes, but it will be active throughout that process. It's bringing unity to 7 levels of existence. It's fast and it's very effective. What happens if you forget in one of the weeks? You start over. You don't want to break the fractal. We're really working with a geometric pattern. And to finish this talk, and then I can answer questions if you wish, there are 3 specific qualities in the Cardinal Method that we work with. We heal with colors, sounds, and geometry. So the colors are the souls of the crystals in the Cardinal Method perspective. The geometry is the internal geometry. It doesn't matter if it's heart-shaped, if it's rough, whatever. It is important, but it's secondary. The internal geometry of the crystal is what's going to bring the healing, and you don't have to know that in a conscious level. Intuitively, pick a crystal that one, and you will know it's the perfect internal geometry for your healing. And then you can change the crystals whenever you want to do the meditation again, or the practice. It's not really a meditation because you're very active on it, and it's more of a spiritual practice. And where do the sounds enter here? When you speak with your own voice, the affirmations of healing, you're choosing the life path, you're choosing life connection. And that resonates within the internal geometry of the crystal. Okay? Like a musical instrument. It's very, very powerful. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. I'm not going to talk anymore. This is just an introduction. It's a book for the general public. The big one for practitioners is coming out soon. This is actually extracted from the big book. So it's actually, I'm actually writing 2 books, right? So any person who has never heard about crystals or the soul or soul healing can read this and get more knowledge and education about the soul and the spirit. So this is it. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask me. If you have read the book or if you have any questions, you can ask them. It's nice because we all share that knowledge, right? We're all good? Yes.
So you mentioned the two practices in the book, the healing the inner child and then the healing the studio, right? How would you choose one over the other? How would a person think, okay, I need to work more on the inner child aspect or do the ego practice?
That's a great question. I have gotten some feedback. The book was published in November, and what I get is that people read the book and they go, you're gonna have to stop, and then they pick it up again. So you will know as you read. I don't have that answer, but you will know as you read. And just know that healing the inner child is fast. It's something you do for 10 minutes anytime you want without saying anything. But the ego one is a responsible choice for your own healing. So no, not everyone is ready for that, and it's okay if you're not. It may take years.